What's going on, y'all? So we're back with the actual video, and because it's that time of year, it's Smogon tour time. So I figured that we might as well just go ahead and record the finals. So this is Hai, who's a player I'm not too familiar with, versus FLCL. To get to this point, Hai has had to beat Mons, Empo, which Empo had to be the #1 seed Tricking to get to round 2, and then Hai beat him there, so that was interesting to kind of upset players playing each other. And then the big dog, Blender, whereas FLCL, who's a little more of an established tournament veteran, has had to beat Teklis, or Teklos, I don't know how to say his name, Zordark, another established veteran, and Pasho, which was a, I don't want to say it was an upset, but Pasho, just to give some context, has won the past 2 Smogon tours. So for him to just join like an exclusive club, so just off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure, but Pasho has won 2 Smogon tours, Tasung has won 2 Smogon tours, BKC has won 2 Smogon tours, and I don't remember if it's either Stone Cold or August. It's one of those 2. But those are the only 4 players in like Smogon history who've won 2 Smogon tours, and no one has won 3. So Pasho to get to this point of semifinals and potentially win 3, like just 3 Smogon tours period, but 3 in a row, is massive. But FLCL stopped that fun train, and we're here with FLCL versus Hai finals. Game 1 is ORAS OU. FLCL's team does not deal with Charizard right now. It doesn't deal with Charizard well, whereas FLCL is, it looks like he's bringing some like ladder belly drum Azu team. You know what would be cool is if he was like double dance Lando with like some other Azu set, but I kind of doubt it, because if he doesn't have bulky Lando, then Excadrill just like runs train on him. Oh, excuse me. Like Excadrill, Chomp, other than Lando's, like he needs that bulky Lando on his team. So I kind of doubt it. It'd be cool in this matchup though, because like he set up a SD, and then not too much deals with that. Hai, like the reason why that Zard is dangerous is because, well, obviously if he's Zard Y, he's faster than everything on FLCL's team except for Metagross. Once he gets Mega Evolved, keep in mind this is ORAS and not Sun and Moon, so you don't get the speed boost if you're Mega Metagross like immediately, and Latias. But if that's Zard X, which it could very well be, that's what makes Zard so dangerous, is like let's say he goes to Latias and he Mega Evolves and then sets up DD, then like FLCL is not sitting pretty. So Hai is definitely in the advantageous position at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead, get in this game. It's gonna be Garchomp lead versus Tyranitar lead. I'm not too sure what that T-Tar was trying to catch. I don't think you lead Latios there at all. If I'm FLCL, I lead Lando there like 100% of the time. Cause like, what's he gonna lead with? He's gonna lead with Garchomp, or he's gonna lead with Tar. Like, in all likelihood. Not even Tar, just like Garchomp just has a solid lead matchup versus his whole team. But it doesn't matter. All that happens is Hai gets rocks up, and then Lando comes in. Lando gets his rocks up as Almamola comes in. U-turn comes down, trying to, I guess just trying to get switch initiative. Maybe try to scout if the Almamola has helmet, even though I wouldn't risk that personally. But actually, no, you saw leftovers, so there's no risk of helmet. Okay, never mind, I'm stupid. But anyways, FLCL goes through Leech Seed right there, trying to hit the Excadrill on the switch, and then Excadrill is going to switch in this turn. Smart play from Hai, because you set up a Wish #1, and if Fairthorn wants to go for Power Whip, you just like protect. Or what you can do is you Wish, and then you pass the Excadrill on the Power Whip, and then Excadrill gets to come in at full, set up an SD, and Power Whip is a 3-hit KO, as you can see right there. Which means now that the Excadrill is a threat to the Fairthorn. T-Way Fairthorn, I think, is a god-awful set. It's cool and it works, but I just don't think it's consistent. And you see right there, one of the issues with it is he tries to catch like Latias, or Latios rather, when it comes in. But Excadrill is the play there more often than not. If it's not Excadrill, it'd be Garchomp. So that T-Way Fairthorn just ended up wasting a turn. giving Excadrill more momentum. Although I don't really know, like High got his Excadrill in smartly, so I don't really think it mattered too much in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, we're a little behind. Fairthorn's gonna Power Whip Chomp. Chomp's gonna SD. Latias comes in there like a lot of the time. So if you had a Dragon move, that would have been cool to go for, trying to predict that, but I don't think it was worthwhile because you have the advantageous position. And trying to pressure Fairthorn is pretty crucial, especially if that's Zardex. We don't know at this point. So if he can get damage on Fairthorn, that would be cool. FLCL makes... I don't really agree with this play. So yeah, you get Latias in on Garchomp. That's pretty smart because Garchomp's either going to SD or it's going to EQ there. I guess it could Fire Blast if it's running that set, but either way, like Latias is the smart play there. And he's going to go to Tar because it's a Latias. Like, that makes sense. Actually, I think I know why he did this. Because he can't go Metagross because if that's Bantar, it eats, and then Metagross dies, and Metagross is his win con. FLCLs. Azu, again, if it's CB, Tar, then he can't go to Azu, and he needs Azu. So I get why he did the Draco, but at this point, like, even... I don't even know why he did something, unless he's like T-Wave Lottie and he just clicked it randomly. I don't know. I don't know why he tried to switch out right there. Yeah, he's tried to switch out because the city's being withdrawn. Maybe in case you randomly didn't go for Pursuit. But even then, I wouldn't want anything on your team trying to take a crunch. So, the Draco play I get, because you take damage for... or you get damage on Tar to get Metagross ready. But then if I were him, I would have like Healing Wished into Ferrothorn or something. Just because you can have Ferrothorn be healthy, if he even has Healing Wish, but there's no reason to run Latias if you're not running Healing Wish. Metagross gets the attack boost with Meteor Mash, could be big news. He's running Zen Headbutt and not Thunder Punch, which is unfortunate, because Thunder Punch is a very good move on Metagross. Not as good in this gen as it was in Sun and Moon when Metagross was still allowed, because obviously no electric terrain. But Thunder Punch is still very strong and hits a lot of Metagross's hard checks. Alomomola being an example right here. Does just a little bit more and could have potentially picked up that KO, but it does not happen in this instance. So FLCL is instead hoping for a flinch, and if he can get that flinch, he just might sweep through High's team. But not only does that flinch not come down, Alomomola is able to dodge the Zen Headbutt. And now instead of having to protect this turn, it can go for a Scald and potentially burn something. Which, Ferrothorn does not like a burn. Of course he gets it right there. But I guess it's better than literally anything else on his team getting burned. And FLCL is going to opt to go for the spikes right there to try to pressure his grounded mons more, mainly Excadrill. But Hai's not going to bite. Instead of trying to get Excadrill in there directly, he's going to stay in with Aloe, try to go for the Wish, and then try to go out to this turn. Actually, I have to go to Garchomp this turn instead. Actually, that's smart, because I think the Excadrill is within power range. Yep, it is, especially after that layer of Spike. So that's very smart. And then FLCL goes to Metagross right here. Why did you do that? Why wouldn't you just stay in on the Alomomola and go for a double leech? Because you leech Aloe. Yeah, why wouldn't you just... Did he predict the Chomp, and that's why he went to Metagross for Ice Punch? It had to have been. That's the only play that makes logical sense. So he goes to that, goes for his Headbutt on Aloe, again trying to fish for the flinch. And at this point, I'm not even sure how he beats Aloe. Like, maybe set up with Azu and don't get burnt, but even then you just get revenged. So, yeah, things are not looking good for FLCL. When you're at the point in the game, especially because this is a 6-5 game, it's not like we're deep into it, where you're fishing for hacks. Like, High is just executing very well, especially with this Alomomola making all the correct plays. For someone who, as far as I'm aware, this is his first deep run in like a major tournament. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't keep up with the tournament scene like I used to. But as far as I'm aware, this is his first deep run in a major tournament. He's playing very composed, very intelligently. So good stuff to High. Gonna sack Tar right there. Makes sense because Tar's main purpose was to get rid of Lottie, and Lottie has been gotten rid of. So Tar the easy sack. FLCL has to sack Lando at this point, as EQ's going to come down instead of Rapid Spin. I guess the EQ there is fine, just because, yeah, you don't lose anything back, because you can just rapid spin the next turn. I forgot to say, I didn't see that Sand was still up. I'm out of practice, my bad. But yeah, rapid spin's going to come down this time. Excadrill's going to be able to live that. High nearly times out. Wow, that's scary. He had 10 seconds left. But yeah, he's able to spin those hazards away. Get Charizard in here. We find out that it is Zard Y, not Zard X. Like I said, either way, I think it was a problem for FLCL. Zard X, I think, is a slightly bigger problem, though. Especially because it's just the way you handle it, because you have to basically prepare for Zard Y, essentially. Because it looks like it's a Zard Y team, just on paper. Which is what makes them on extremely dangerous. But yeah, Ferrothorn gonna be switched out for Tar to get Sand back up on the Flamethrower, but Charizard Y has the Focus Blast and it is able to hit. So FLCL does not have the Heart of the Cards working for him this time. And Charizard gonna go for the Flamethrower, trying to catch maybe trying to catch Ferrothorn on a cheeky double, which doesn't make much sense to me. Well, I guess Flamethrower is probably the best play right there, so the Azumarill has to burn the Citrus Berry. So if like he wants the Belly Drum right there and the switch to Alomomola, you Ferrothorn, because he's in Sand, so he can't go for Solar Beam. And then, yeah, that brings him down to that point. Belly Drum comes down, and then the Azumarill is almost dead. It's within another, like, you can just, like, it's obligated to go for Aqua Jet, and then you switch to Lottie, blah, 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 blah. And that's why Belly Drum Azumarill is inconsistent. So, again, another smart play by High, staying in right there to prevent the thing. And, yeah, at this point, High's just clicking buttons. He's in a very advantageous position. And what I mean by clicking buttons, I mean that he's in a such a good position. He doesn't have to make crazy plays or anything. He can just control the pace of the game and not lose. And as long as the game plays out with him not making any mistakes, he'll win. He's just in such a strong position. I forgot to turn the goddamn thing up, didn't I? God damn it. Okay, I turned it off now. Okay, well, you guys, at this point, you guys know what the fuck the thing is. But yeah, FLCL again is trying this hacks game with Zen Headbutt, not working. Alomomola is too fat, and he's going to throw up a Wish for good measure, make sure that he doesn't die. Which means that now he can just go for... Oh no, he's going to go to Zard. I get that play too. Ooh, as FLCL goes for Rocks, yeah, even better. Yeah, smart play from there. I wouldn't have even thought of that. I would have... To be honest, I probably would have clicked X at this point. This game is fucking over. But yeah, now he gets Zard in, and he gets the Wish up to get it back to full, so High's just in complete control. Zen Headbutt's not able to pick out the KO on Zard. Flamethrower is able to pick up the KO on Metagross, and yeah, if a game was ever over, this would be it. Zard's gonna go down though. I guess maybe the Latios doesn't have Defog. It's tough to fit Defog on Latios just because it can do so many other things, and to me it honestly feels like a waste. But sometimes you just have to do it, especially if you're trying to support Zard Y. So maybe I would have kept it and gotten rid of Garchomp, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways because the Ferrothorn's low, it's burnt, Psyshock kills the Azumarill. Yeah, so I guess in that context it doesn't really matter. Latios is just able to pick up the loose ends, and High, especially considering that FLCL is a vet, like FLCL played like the rookie and High played like the vet in that game. That was just a very dominating game one. And it's not like the team matchup was super bad for FLCL. Because Metagross definitely did a number to his team. Azumarill, if played properly, could have done a number to his team. Just because like his main answer to check it is like sorta kind of Zard Y for Sun. But it's mainly just like Latios and Alomomola. And neither one of those are super secure checks. Especially if you play your cards right, if you're FLCL, but High, he played that game damn near perfectly. I can't think off the top of my head of a single mistake that he made. FLCL could have, I think he could have recognized earlier in the game that he was down and tried to make more aggressive plays to get himself back into it. But he tried to play too conservatively and hope that High would choke. At least that's how I see it. I could be wrong though because I'm not FLCL. But anyways, we're going on to game 2. This is Black-White OU. Makes sense because Black White OU is probably FLCL's best tier, or at least the tier that he's most known for, considering that he is a bit of a older school player. Older school relative to high, I should say. FLCL is, I think he's like a late Gen 4, early Gen 5 player, which is about the time that I started. So shout out to like 2009, 2010. But yeah, FLCL is bringing it's a ladder team, dude. This is a bad ladder team. I've seen similar variations of this team back in like 2012 on PO, and it's just as shitty now as it was then. Like, let's look at his team. What's his team's objective? He's got a bunch of shit that hits pretty hard, but it's not super bulky, and it's not super fast, besides Latios. Like, what's his team's objective? Like, this is a good ladder team where it doesn't have a one true play style is not going to run it over, but it just doesn't, it just looks so mediocre. It's hard to describe exactly why. So it doesn't look awful on paper, but like, I just look at this team and I just think, how does, like, what's he going to do consistently to win with it? Because I think this would be a great ladder team, but it doesn't look like a good tournament team. High's bringing the same brain offense that we've seen in Black White 2 OU since the meta existed, essentially. Since Tornadus T got banned and Rain offense had to go from Tornadus T to whatever other fast special attacker they wanted to put on there. So it's not a super creative team, but it's tested and true. And there's a reason why he brought it, because that team and that team structure is still just as good as it was back in 2013. Politoad's going to be the lead to set the Rain up. It's going to be Bulky Toad because it took that Volt Switch really well, and he's going to go for Toxic as the Latios comes in. I feel like if you see that damage and you know it's Bulky Toad, you go to Conkeldurr there, but from what I've seen in new Black White 2 OU, Conkeldurr has started to stray away from Guts and started running more Iron Fist and Sheer Force sets. So maybe that's why he didn't go out to it, which I can understand. Although, I guess Latios also doesn't really mind getting Toxic. It's not the best thing in the world, of course, because you gotta take that chip, but it's not the worst thing in the world, since Latios is usually gonna hit and run and there's no Pursuit Trapper on High's team. But yeah, Tar's gonna crunch on the Chomp. Chomp is gonna set rocks up. That looks like, that's bulky Chomp in Black White. Oof. Who was that guy that back in the day was using Rest Talk Helmet Chomp? Like, he was way ahead of the wave. Before people started using bulky Chomp, this guy was, I forget what his name was on PO, but he wasn't just using bulky Chomp, he was using Rest Talk. He was way ahead of the wave. I don't even remember his name anymore. But yeah, maybe, I was just gonna joke that maybe he's that, but then I ruined my own joke. Oh well, dude. But Spexeladio's gonna come in. Like I said, oh no, Tornadus T got banned, and you just had to replace it with another hard-hitting special attacker that's fast. You know, what a travesty for Rain users. Excadrill not running Mold Breaker, kind of interesting. Does Excadrill get another ability that I don't know about? Oh, it gets like Sand, not Sand Rush, but the boost, like 1.3 or whatever it is, times your damage in Sand. I don't even remember what the ability's called, but it's not Sand Rush or Mold Breaker, because Mold Breaker didn't pop up. Just for info, Sand Rush Drill is, well, not Sand Rush Drill, but Sand Rush and Sandstream are banned in Black White 2 OU. All speed boosting abilities with their weather on the same team are banned in the meta game. But Excadrill is unfortunately going to go down to that Specs Latios. Further, I'm going to put spikes down as Conkeldurr comes in, and Conkeldurr, that Drain Punch does a decent amount. Ice Punch and no Life Orb, so I guess it is a Sheer Force set, so that explains the Toxic turn earlier. Not something that has a major impact on the game, I don't think, at least, but it's just interesting for me, someone who hasn't played Black White 2 OU since the metagame ended, to kind of see some of the shifts, but also see how similar it is. And yeah, there's Rain, there's Specs Keldeo in the Rain, and Spadefrotum is not an answer. Like I said, that's another thing that's wrong with FLCL's team. You gotta rely on Latios. And Latios, while it's not it's frail. It's not the bulkiest Mon. And you have to rely on Latios and Spadef Rotom. And Rain Offense has figured out how to beat those two Mons at this point in 2017. So yeah, Latios is going to be able to take out Fairy Thorn, but you're down 5-4. Rotom is dead, Latios is low, and that Toxic was actually starting to rack up, and then you have Rocks to deal with too. So your Latios is low, you still have Keldeo, you still have another Specs Latios. FLCL, I think, had a bad team matchup because he didn't bring the strongest team, in my opinion. He does even up at 4-4, but he is looking down this game, and yeah, Keldeo is going to come out. Mach Punch is like 35, I think, max. He does a 33 roll right there. So it's going to be able to live, go for Surf. Conkeldur's out of here, and at this point, I think High is probably going to be your Smogon Tour 24 champion. He goes to Tar right there, because that's like his best way to kill Keldeo, because you can't go to Latios right there. Is that even Specs Keldeo? Yeah, that's Specs Keldeo. You're doing that much to ruin him. But you can't go to Latios right there just because you take just more damage from Toxic and stuff, and then you give Toxicroak a free switch. And then once Toxicroak gets a free switch, the game is pretty much over. So you have to go to Tar right there to kill Keldeo to give yourself the best chance possible, so that Toxicroak can't get a free switch in. Which is why I don't necessarily agree with him going to Latios right there. If I were him, I would have gone to Mew, honestly. I think you lose a lot less from going to Mew, but it doesn't necessarily kill him because Toxicroak isn't going to set up a sub. High is just saying, you know what, I'm in the advantageous position, I'm just going to play it safe. He does go out to Mew now. It's 2v2, kind of coming down to the wire. Mew does have Ice Beam like every single Mew does in Black White 2. It's a 3-hit KO on Latios, unfortunately, and Specs Latios is... I guess that's why he went to Latios, actually, because if High goes to his Latios, then Speed Tying is probably his best bet, because Specs Latios is a savage. Oh my god. But then Latios would have been... If that's the case, then Latios would have been better anyways, instead of trying to go to Tar, set up Sand, and then to kill the Keldeo. Or maybe even... Well, no, you can't go Tar and then sack... Could he have gone Tar, then switched out to Mew, maybe? To save Tar as fodder? Well, it doesn't matter anyways, because he loses the speed tie right there. Might have not have even been a speed tie. Might have been HP Fire Latios, because a lot of them run that in Black White 2. And because High's Latios is in Rain, it's most definitely not HP Fire. But anyways, High not only wins the set 2-0, he wins it, in my opinion, in a very convincing fashion. For, like I said, I might be completely wrong about this, but for someone who, as far as I know, is in his first major tour game, he made 0 mistakes in this set, from what I can see. Excuse me. Played pretty perfectly, brought good teams, and now he gets to have the reward. He or she, I suppose. I don't know the gender. And is now the Smogon Tour 24 champion. So congrats to High, or watch, I'm saying the name wrong. Shoutouts to FLCL for getting second anyways. That's still nothing to be ashamed of, even though I don't think he brought his best stuff in this set. You know, number 2 is not, it's not the end of the world. And that's gonna be that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave a thumbs down if you did not enjoy the video, but at least tell me why you did not enjoy the video, so I can try and improve for the future, even though I'm not doing this YouTube thing too often anymore anyways these days. And hope you all have a